It's all on this lower bracket. No more second chances. As we touched on, losers eliminated. Winner gets a second chance at revenge versus NRG, who are waiting in the wings for that match in just under 2 hours from now. And map number 2, after what was map number 1, was shocking to say the least. Party Astronauts started things off incredibly well with a 13-4 victory on Overpass, and the response from Mythic is even more domineering. 13-3 on Anubis, leading us to the ruins of Ancient as an effective best of 1. Flom leading the squad, 120 ADR, 18 kills, and a 1.94 overall rating on that second map.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's pretty good. And now we're going to have to see if that's going to happen again. And now we're going to see I think the score is a little bit messed up here, but we can see that it is going to be the Mythic squad here going to be coming through on towards A main on the T side, but they're not able to get too much moving here. Still an advantage right now in terms of Party Astronauts. And now a bit of a slow back here. We can see Mythic going to pull things back. They're able to grab the bomb, but no more utility, so doesn't make things easy. Okay, there we go. Thank you, production.
Quick swap. It was just the names that were reversed. Wait.
Oh, yeah.
Are the names still reversed? Yes, they are.
Yeah, they still are reversed. Okay, I was like looking. I'm like, man, wait.
Yeah, Party Astronauts are defending. They're up 3 versus 2, and guess what? Yeah. At least the scoreboards are fixed. At least we have 5 full players on each team. We don't have one player from one team on the wrong side of the equation, and the colors are all matching as well. So that's what's most important, I say.
That is progress. That is true.
It's positive progress as well. 3 versus 2, no kit. Walco, paranoid about that flank towards middle. It's a stack towards A for Party Astronaut. Still, they're banking on this re-exec. Walco double. Get an idea? No. Plant will give it away, though. Well, now inch forward. First player taken down. That's Flom. The last alive is Hate. He had a very solid second map as well at 17 kills. A 1v3 seems like a tall order. Barely able to win that first fight. The second on the player lit does not connect, though. It was a very distinct opportunity for Hate. Had he won that first fight more cleanly and put in one bullet into Wolfie, he could have very well pulled off a 1 versus 3. But it was not meant to be as the defuse comes through. 1-0 for Party Astronauts as they take the pistol. But the bomb plant will allow Party Astronauts, or allow Mythic, excuse me, to go for a force buy if they so wish.
Yeah, and again, like what we talked about with Party Astronauts when they played G3 on this was that 13-8 win they had on it. They were able to get the 7 rounds on the CT side and then able to, finish things off with the 6-3 going on the T. Cxzi was having himself a bit of a field day too. We'll see if that's going to be the same case here as well. But in terms of Mythic, I mean, they are not the best here on the T side. I mean, the bread and butter is that CT side, with a 54% win rate on the CT with 48 on the T side. But they are going to advance the money. They are going to purchase things up. They're going to go the double Galil here with the Tech and the Deagle. Waiting things out. Really, again, just parking the brake. The e-brake's on right now. They don't want to do too much on this. They're expecting that there's going to be some aggression coming through right now from Party Astronauts.
Yes, they do. Making on some of that. 10 left in the round. Because I remember him being a monster in towards Jaguar. That was the main selling point in their opening series of this closed qualifier versus NRG. And both teams kind of slowly maneuvering around the map, not taking outright duels, using utility to get cross, get control. 40 seconds left. It looks like the bomb is going to go towards B. 2 in towards cave, 1 towards ramp, 1 late middle. Walco, belabored spray, misses, and Freakazoid from ramp finds the trade. Wolfie not touching the corners, a lot to do. Swing from Freakazoid, though, is just too strong as he beheads Wolfie. Ben Leet knows Flom is likely here. Stands with the idea, but it's SMG versus SMG. The flank does not work. Flom finally taken down. But so much time has been bought by that aggressive play middle. And then a 2 versus 3, Ben, Leet, and Cxzi can't really do too much in this situation. They're going to head for the hills and save these guns for the round number 3.
Yeah, it's the right call, too, because, again, they don't have a kit. They do have the utility, so it could have been something maybe, but that's a difficult thing to retake on, too, especially when you know there's 3 players alive, and they have the rifles, so, I mean, they're at a disadvantage. I mean, Cxzi does have the M4A1S, but just not going to be enough. Way better to keep that, you know, investment intact. I mean, that's full armor with the guns and utility. But a job well done coming in from Mythic. They're able to bring things back. I think we're just going to go back to our faces.
Cams for a second. Fix the HUD, I'm sure. Simple reset. It'll take about 5 seconds. We won't miss any of the action, but Mythic are starting things off right. Very quickly getting that response. Again, Freakazoid was a monster on this map. It looks like it's going to be the same for this one in the Decider, and that's a very scary prospect for Party Astronauts to deal with.
Yeah, and I do like the fact that, you know, even Freakazoid, again, I think you were talking a lot about this in the pre-show, like he's starting to get more aggressive. It looks like he, like I keep saying comfortability, but I honestly think that's what it is. Like he's feeling better about his peaks. The timing looks better. Everything just looks a little bit more smooth for him to go for these big fights like that. You love to see it. And even still, it is back to the 1-1. And now the Cxzi coming in. Donut smoke getting flown. Flashes are now just going to be flying through this Wolfie just on the back of this. He's only got a USP, so he's not got much long here. He's going to get roasted alive. And there he is. Starting things off with Flom. He's still going a bit of a Hail Mary, but look at that. It's going to be Ben that's coming in from the back line. It stops this plant, but it's going to be Mythic once again. They just crush this plan, and they can wait things out. They still have a minute left.
Ben had gotten a second, or at least stayed alive a little bit longer. It would have given Cxzi the opportunity to get out of Donut. So he just runs out and is being watched for by 3 or 4 players. 2v4 for Walco and Chop. Probably going to try to save this Kevlar for the following round. Doesn't seem possible at this stage. The loss of that M4 is big. Cxzi dropped that, not recoverable. 2-1, Mythic will take the lead. The question is, can Party Astronauts find any parting favors, perhaps a kill or two?
Yeah, and I talked about, you know, for Mythic. Oh, no, that's a nice shot. I was going to say for Mythic, this isn't their best side, you know, as a group on paper, but they have been on that, you know, 3 consecutive win streak on this map since the, you know, out of the 4 officials they've had. Funny enough, losing against Party Astronauts, the old roster back in, if I'm not mistaken, that was in November. So quite some time ago. So things have changed, but this is good at work coming in. Again, we are aware the HUD is backwards. We're figuring it all out. We don't need you to worry. We see you, chat. We know what's going on. We see all.
Been rolling with the punches is how NA goes. It's been cursed from day one. It's just how it is sometimes. Roll with it. Pistols, save round for Mythic. They had that 1 set of Kevlar on Chop, saved from the round prior with 2 P250s total. Single flash on Ben Leet. Could go for a bit of a pop play, but right now they're just spread out in a bit of a default. 2 towards the red doors. And Donut, there's the pop play. It's out towards the middle. It was well timed. Cxzi dropping 1. Cooper, though, a good trade, and a lot of damage done to Walco. Finds 8. The Molotov does in Walco. In fact, it's actually the shot from Truck Lover that does it. But the Molotov compelled him forward. Wolfie, grabbing an AK, isn't able to sow some chaos, though. We found 1 and a second with the rifle. Now things get interesting. 3 versus 2. Chop and Ben Lee just need to play some cheeky angles, get a bit of information, and make sure not to fall. I think in an awkward spot now because of Wolfie's antics.
Yeah, such a round that Mythic have put themselves in to kind of potentially lose this. And now Ben, oh man, he just misses that opportunity. The bullets are flying. The smoke now going to push these 2 players back. They are going to molly this, so now Cooper can reposition. Oh my goodness, they're going to run right through it. Bunch of firefighters right now just now put themselves in Donut, leaving it to the 2v2. Truck holding the tight angle right behind. Single box, and now going to wait to see what he can find. Cooper with the crossfire with 10 HP. He's low. Maybe be able to find the duel. Yes, he's able to take Ben. A nice little bit of a 1-2. It gets it done. Mythic, despite a bit of a greasy round, they'll get it with the 3.
Yes, they will. Match pause called. It is a technical issue. Hopefully not a lengthy one. We saw one earlier that lasted about 20 to 30 seconds. We'll see an investment coming in for Party Astronauts as well on this defense. Enough with the saves. Come the rifles. What is the buy going to be, though? 3 A1Ss. Do we have enough money for Wolfie to go for the op? We technically do. It would be a glass cannon. We have seen him go for that buy more than once in this close qualifier.
Yeah, I honestly am more than impressed right now for Mythic. I mean, the fact that they've been in this position that they're contesting. I know we probably are being a bit of a broken record on this, but you have to remember, like, this is a group of guys that are all streamers with different backgrounds of experience, but they're going to toe right now with some of top teams right now in our region in NA and on the online factor. So, and Party Astronauts, yes, there is of course the grain of salt that they are a new roster with Walco recently joining within officially a week ago, but these are names that have been around for quite some time too. So I definitely tip my hat over to Mythic right now.
So I do going blow for blow. Very solid. Pause
Maybe.
a little bit longer than I would have expected, but at least no one's disconnected.
Yeah. Maybe maybe he's fixing the HUD. I know it's just not been our best friend today.
Yeah, it has been our worst enemy, actually.
It really has. And that's the thing too, is I don't think people realize that, you have that coach function being added, which is something that was in the back end that we were able to do and things like that. And it unfortunately isn't cooperating fully, but teams are obviously very happy that we can have the coach function so that the coach can actually watch the game and, not have to struggle to figure out what's going on.
Coaching slot's great. It's just added in a weird way.
Yeah, exactly. Please fix, Valve.
We'll get it sorted eventually, but for now we roll with it. Again, hopefully the name board will be changed sooner rather than later. Hopefully this tech issue is resolved sooner rather than later. It seems like everybody has invested. Everybody's ready to go. Wolfie is going to go for that glass cannon. That was my biggest question. Does he bring out the op in lieu of armor and utility? And he does. Chop has the kit. He has a FAMAS as well. There are 3 A1Ss surrounding with decent enough utility for this Party Astronauts defense. Party Mythic have the better buy in terms of well-rounded utility and rifles across the board. But that op, and again, the influence that Wolfie's had thus far in this series and in the last couple of days could be enough to weigh things back into the favor of Party Astronauts.
And the thing that I was kind of, getting a little bit discouraged when we were talking about this, I mean, this is when, again, G3 was an interesting example, just given the whole rocket scenario, is the fact that Mythic, I mean, they scraped by the win on this map at 13-11. And it was a struggle. I mean, it definitely wasn't easy for them, but they were able to get that 8-4 on their T side. And I mean, we got to see, the likes of Freakazoid sitting at a 1.31 rating, and then even Flom right behind him with a 1.17. So if we can see Freak still kind of putting in those numbers and, the ADR, I think he was over 100 ADR, sitting at about 101. That'll be a good note here for them. And thus far, it's starting to look pretty decent. Cooper's actually the one that's hitting high numbers right now, all things considered.
Wondering what the issue is at this stage. I'm curious. Maybe a coach is disconnected.
Could be many things, Nate. I mean, like we said, we've been through this before. We did this yesterday. We're gonna do it again. Day 2, why not? But we got fortunate. Overpass was a speed run game.
I knew this was a speedrun game. Every game has been a speedrun game thus far today.
That is true. On opposite map picks, why not? Yeah, I don't know, but I think it would be interesting, for the strategy for Party Astronauts. I mean, they are on the CT side, and mid control could be the name of the game here. Depends how well they can hold this down. But again, I was able to watch a little bit of Mythic, as they are a stream team. I was watching them actually practice on this, and it was very interesting to hear what they were doing and some of the ideas they were coming up with. But, even I think Flom was kind of saying that not necessarily going to use these strats. I just want us to do like many different scenarios so we can try to react to something, which was a very interesting perspective.
Be well prepared for any possibility. I like that.
Yeah, and they were definitely taking it pretty serious. Like, they were playing a scrim. They actually won their scrim pretty convincingly, actually, too. But it was good to see that they were still just doing protocols and just making sure you understand your role, what you're supposed to do, what you're not supposed to do. So I think they played the max 30 rounds, right? So they were just playing out, and near the end, it was starting to get a little bit goofy and a little weird, but why not, right?
Sounds like this tech issue should conclude here shortly. On the other side, there we go. Again, the buy is in for both teams. Party Astronauts done saving. They got the FAMAS. They got 3 A1Ss. They got the glass cannon for Wolfie. Our Mythic have 1 saved A4 and 4 AKs to round out the buy with good utility for the most part. Because I should probably buy up the remaining on his belt. Maybe not. As we head into the action. Mythic. Momentum with them. They win this first rifle round. They might just run away with it like they did on Anubis.
That Molly missing might be critical too. Because I was thinking that might actually stop them. But look at, they're just going to barrel right into the site. Hate's going to be able to find Cxzi. And just like that, Freakazoid able to get that big entry too. I think that Molly actually really threw a bit of a backfire here for Party Astronauts. You can see it extinguished too early. It didn't do anything. And now, I mean, Party Astronauts, they're going to have to give this up. There's nothing they can do with this. I think it's Walco here just inside a cave. He's going to get out of there. They need to preserve the funds. This investment needs to stay intact. They cannot afford to lose a single person on this. And look at Cooper. He's already on the hunt. This is the right idea, man. If he can find one of these rifles, if not the op, that'd be huge. And Walco's going to inspect. Cooper, does he expect it? Oh, he just made it across. Yeah, he's going to be going to his demise. But now they're just going to try to hunt this. Why not?
Why not? They got some good money, or at least the truck lever does. The unscoped probably heard there. He trying to pre-fire, trying to get the kill, but not outright committing. All 3 will survive. Very touch and go situation. Cooper is bringing out the op, though. He's dropped the A4. He's bringing out the big grin. He wants to challenge the likes of Wolfie. And can you blame him? He's been looking fiery hot on this 3rd map.
Yeah, love it. Love to see that. That's what we were talking a lot about. Especially me. I know for me, I wanted to see Cooper just put the lightning strike there, make the connections, and he definitely is right now with a 6 and 3. Utility not, it is going to land this time a little bit better here from Party Astronauts. You can see on the mini-map, the Molly actually does land, so it kind of puts Mythic on the back end here. They are outside the B door, but look at how much pressure there is now coming for Party Astronauts, and there it is, the M4s. Starting to sing a nice lullaby, and they get themselves finally the man advantage after some time. Mythic is going to get themselves in the site, but it's already getting a little bit crunched here.
This is that push up towards top snake. That means cave control is seated. That's a lot of map control already on this retake. He has an off as well to watch towards long. Ben Leet is actually the one to get the kill there, albeit at a hefty cost of HP. Walco over top of smoke finds one. Cxzi spamming the wall, finds the final nail in the coffin. A very quick retake for Party Astronauts. When the rifles come through, they do succeed. Still trailing by a fair few. And again, Freakazoid's entries have been looking very clean.
Yeah, even Cxzi, the spam through the wood pillar like that, able to take him out. Really nice job coming in from Party Astronauts. Get themselves in a great retake situation like that. No nerves showing there. And again, unfortunately for Freak, you could see he went on the back of elbow. He tried to go for that fight. And he just couldn't get it done, which is just really unfortunate. But still going to have money in the boards. Truck Lever is going to be the one that's going to have to sacrifice the funds a little bit. But with that, with the Galil, he has a full belt utility. Cooper's got the op. Now the Mollies are going to push him off of elbow. And we see Party Astronauts like we were talking about. They're going to get that mid control. They're starting to put a lot more aggression onto this.
Done it 3 rounds in a row now. Cxzi jumping up towards top snake. So it's hardly original. Party Astronaut, or Mythic, excuse me, the adjustment is just to wait outside the B doors, force them to push down and think they have control. Spam from Cxzi though, on a timing. Here's one, might even secure a second on the hate. Unfortunate for Mythic. I like the idea of just waiting, biding your time. Potentially even going towards A, but of course, luck is on the side of Cxzi in this round.
Oh, that's a good flash from Walco too. You can see just on the X-ray, Cooper was trying to creep out there. They're all grouped up together. This is not a great position to be in. It's a bit of a funnel. Good flash coming in for Ben, just still making this a tight situation right now for Mythic. They cannot seem to get out of this. They're trying everything they can. They spam Walco back, so now he's going to reposition himself. 8 still on the other side of door. He gets this kill against Cxzi, but the cost of him being at 3 HP. So it should be an easy kill here for Chop to find him just on the left-hand side of this door. Now we can see Mythic. They're going to regroup together. They got the utility. They're going to go for this. They need to remove this threat of Chop, though. This is such a strong position for him to be in. He needs to be able to find these kills, and that's going to start things off with 2. But it is going to be Hate with 3 HP. Gets a little bit of revenge, leaving it Walco just tucked away here. Cooper with a quick scope. 7 seconds, has to commit to this. Should be a dead man, and he's gone. He's out of here. We are close back to a tie game.
Getting very close. Expensive round, though, for Mythic 3, or for Party Astronauts. The overlay's getting me time and again. They do have enough money, though, to easily reinvest. They have that 1 AK that saw that op for Wolfie. Cooper as well is able to get an op back on the board thanks to Truck Lover's expenditure. Party... it's gonna keep getting me. I think end of their economic rope. Flom on a Mac 10. Hate on a Galil. Lackluster utility. What's the adjustment? It looks like more of the same, honestly. 1 player A main, 1 player towards mid, 3 outside B. Just wait and bide their time.
Yeah, Party Astronauts kind of switching things back up again. Mid's open, but again, the observing coming in from Cxzi, just kind of playing onto Donut. Putting back the 3-2 setup. And what we've seen, you know, from yesterday and some of the other games from Mythic is they like to just wait things out. They just sit in the back of B main. They wait for all that utility just to get dispensed without trying to take as much damage as possible. And I mean, it's an interesting one because we normally see teams, they try to press forward onto that B ramp, fighting for that control with the B main door smoke. And now Walco kind of hesitating for a peek. Freak surprisingly coming out with a nade. He might get caught here with the timing. Walco's already pushing up as well. And there it is. That's that control I was talking about. The smoke comes in. Now they're going to contest for that control. They got it.
Yes, they do. A lot of information gained. There's still 2 players in Donut, and a third probably going to rotate in Wolfie. So both Mythic need to go quick if they want to control the site. Truck will be the first man in. Caught by both from Donut. One's now on back site, and they're all 4 remaining stuck in A main. 8 is chunky. Mythic should be picked apart at this stage. Wolfie holding with the op towards back temple. Plant will be attempted, but won't go down. 60 spamming the smoke, drops Flom. Player outside temple is spotted, but Freakazoid still wins the duel. Walco still preventing the bomb plant, though. Freakazoid trying his best to put the team in his backpack, and it's not working. Cooper, the last alive towards A main. With his position known, will just try to save his op for the following. Mythic lose the round, and Party Astronauts tie things back up at 4 pop.
Yeah, still a good valiant effort coming in from Mythic, despite all the chaos, but yeah, really nice work coming in from the utility of Party Astronauts. That nade, like you said, thick. That thing did so much damage onto so many players, wounding them before they can even get out into the site. That was a perfectly timed HE. And now we're going to see there is going to be the op still saved from Cooper in the previous round, but again, pistols to work around it. And now we're going to have to rely on them kind of getting aggressive at this, or hopefully Cooper being able to be cooking up something and putting something to eradicate one of these guys here with the AWP. It's going to have to be stunning, though.
If he wins the offers duel, takes down that one, dropped the weapon. One saved up, excuse me. Hate does recover it, though.
Oh, that's further.
That's Freakazoid taken down, and the bomb, yep, as you mentioned. Party Astronauts might have found a way to stabilize things on the CT side.
Flash. Walco actually is blind, and Hate does get that 1 kill at least. Cxzi probably wondering, what on earth are you doing? Why are you not peeking for this? Walco finally gets it done, but it's a good trade nonetheless. And Flom, again, he's just in the back. We can see he's going to come through mid. Ben just hugging on this box. Flom has to hit this shot, but Ben gets the better of him. The silencer just whispers to his ears, and now leaving it just down to Truck with the deagle in hand. It's not much of a show, and now we see Party Astronauts get themselves back into a lead position at a 5-4. Wolfie back here with the AWP. don't think there should be enough money here for Mythic, so they're just going to go back to the straight rifles. Cooper actually going to equip the Mac with the utility. So I kind of expect him to lead the charge now with this kind of a gun.
You expect it, but we'll have to wait and see. Wolfie as well still has his op in hand. Won that op duel in the round prior. Walco's been doing the lifting, though, for the squad. Top the board at 8. Everybody, though, playing their part. Aggression. We mentioned it, Cooper, the first man in. He's towards Caves, towards Jaguar. Forces Walco back very early on. Good start. A lot of chip damage being done to this T side. Freak and Flom both below 40.
Yeah, the fact that that's the thing that has been so astounding right now from Party Astronauts is their utility usage. Nothing flashy, but the timing of everything's working well. Now, I talk about timing. They get all the investigation done. They're peeking through A main. Cxzi actually does win that duel, taking down Truck Lover. So now making it a bit more of a bind right now for Mythic. It's like they're going to have to regroup and think of this plan. You can see the one player's close in cave. The B site's just, both players on each end of the pyramid. So they're just kind of waiting things out. Not really a retake setup, but a very passive setup on this site. They can easily get flushed out with some utility.
Is it good? Patient coming back around from Benleet. He is here. Smoke short for the play out. Cave, flash over. No one's on the site proper, though. They're all playing back for the Party Astronauts. Defense flash for long. Chop turns away at precisely the wrong time, but Walco is crisp on the trade. Dropping Freakazoid in response. Flom playing on the site. His teammate pressuring short is expected. Wolfie takes him down. Only 2 remaining, Flom and Hate. Flom has had a very quiet map. He has to come alive to give his team some second wind, and while he will find one, it's a very short-lived victory. 6C on the op. Ogden's long the trade. Hate the last alive in towards Cave. Finds one and only one. Plenty of time for the defuse. This Party Astronauts extend their lead to 6 in the late stages of this first half.
Yeah, good efforts coming in from Mythic, though. Again, like even Flom, he was trying to put a little bit more pressure on this and catch them with the timing, but he did find that one kill, but it was nothing much more than that. But you got to give it to them. They're trying to mix things up, catching these guys off. They know their retakes have been quite something on this. And now we're going to see for the first time an AUG going to be on the board, and that's going to be from Chop. And once again, the rifles here for Mythic, fully equipped, leaving it to the 3-2 setup once more. Tons of utility being burned already from the CT side. Double here on elbow. B ramp. Mythic just holding on again.
Slowing things down. Slow burn on a lot of these T-side rounds for Mythic. Back to a bit of a default as well. Just holding outside B main. Holding outside mid and A. Hoping for someone to get aggressive. The issue is Party Astronauts' aggression is measured, and they never overstep their bounds. They do not pressure that far. They've conditioned Mythic into thinking that they're going to press mid every round with those first 3 rifle rounds from Cxzi. But beyond that, we've seen next to nothing jumping up towards Snake. And that conditioning has done wonders. As Mythic have basically just sat for the first minute of every round, waiting for something like that to come through, to no avail.
No, exactly. And let's not forget, too, I mean, this is the thing is where the first round went for Party Astronauts. Mythic have been able to find these 4 consecutive, and now it's just been Party Astronauts that have been able to come back on full strides here, not taking a loss since then. So making things hard. Cooper goes for a quick shot. Also getting a bit of a feeler. Chop, not able to find anything at all, so actually, with Truck being fully blind, still wins the duel. Wolfie's still in the corner. He's still able to get this shot as well. Going for a little bit more. Maybe the collat. No. And there we go. Mythic. They finally get themselves in the sight in pretty convincing fashion. Walco's hunting as much as he can, but he just gets overwhelmed. And there we have it. Coming down to the last round. A 6-5. Party Astronauts. A potential for maybe one more to get themselves a lead. Or we can get things over in the first half with a tie.
Yep. It's fitting. Both maps at the start of this series, Overpass and Anubis, were very one-sided affairs. It felt like it was over before the first half concluded. It was 11-1, 10-2. It would be very fitting for this third map to be a contentious 6-6. Anybody's game to the bitter end. Be fitting, I would say. Again, Mythic, more the same. Slow roll, although this time, we do have Freakazoid getting aggressive up Snake. He is alone. He does have a teammate holding flank. Ben Leet, though, is the one to start things off. A kill onto Truck Lover. That's towards A. Good trade from Cooper, though. Keeps things honest in the early goings.
Oh, interesting play. Even Walco just kind of coming out dry. And even there, Cooper trying to do something like that too. Wolfie just on the edge of the smoke. Oh man, this is just falling apart for Mythic quickly, is it not? They even get to a 4-on-2. The last two players, they line up, and there it is. Cxzi, the nail of the coffin. We're going to get that 7-5. We're going to take that break to see who can take this thing to the grand final.
You're moving closer to my heart. All we have is time now. We can push our luck. Just tell me you won't fall apart. And I want to let go. Don't let me even if I try. But I need you to know that I don't want to lose this. Lose this. Lose this. Lose this. I don't wanna lose this. Lose this. Lose this. Lose this. I don't wanna lose this.
Can't go if it ain't up my door. Don't call my phone, got my shit on airplane mode. Don't talk no more. Yeah, I heard it all before. So cold, I froze. Only thing on me is gold. Can't go if it ain't up my door. Don't call my phone, got my shit on airplane mode.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's a tight and contentious end to this best of three series. Pineapple Phillips and Laz to bring you the action, and Party Astronauts ahead 7-5. Narrow margins. A pistol round victory would bring us right back to even footing. And it looks like we do at long last have the HUD back in working order.
Oh, yeah. We're finally back. Thank goodness. And it is that 7-5 like we talked about. Party Astronauts starting things off. A bit of a slow one, but they're able to get their footing back and take the lead, and now they can start things off on the T side. And like I kind of mentioned a little bit too, I mean, this isn't the most interesting situation for Mythic, because in terms of Mythic, the CT is their better side, and actually, funny enough, the T side is better for Party Astronauts. So this is going to be fighting fire with fire, potentially. Statistically, anyways, but we've been proven wrong before here, Nate.
Yes, we have. Been proven wrong multiple times in this series.
Yeah, definitely have.
Caster's Curse is very real. Party Astronauts trying to do their best Mythic impression, burning clock down low, very slow, hoping for aggression, hoping for a gimmick play. Mythic. Trucklover will be the canary in the coal mine for an A play. He's playing right outside, just right inside the temple now. For any information at A main, Wolfie's taking point. He has P250 Super Soldier setup. There's two sets of utility spread out on Ben, Leet, and Walco. Here comes the execute. Flashover along with the smoke. Straight pop out. Cxzi beheaded by Trucklover to start things off. Trucklover only 3 rounds in the magazine for some reason. Will fall away. The Molotov forces him back. But an advantage has been secured for Mythic.
Oh, Cooper actually is the one that comes in from Temple as well. So now the two of them, Jake and Bake, and now they're going to try to press forward a little bit more. These USPs are actually the one that's doing the damage, not even the dualies. Freak needs to be the point of contact here. He's got the armor, and he does a little bit against his teammate, but there it is, something. And there we go. The pistols start to sing, and Mythic, a convincing pistol round, only losing 1 casualty of Flom. And they get this thing a little bit more interesting now. The bomb is going to get planted, so Party Astronauts, we should see them force up on this. And there it is. And now the question can be if Mythic can hold on tight for the second round.
It's a very good question. Can they convert? Party Astronauts got that plant. That means they'll be on the buy. 3 Galils, a Tech 9, and a Mac 10. Some okay utility for an execute. Question is, do they change the pace? Do they get aggressive? Looks like they will. An early lean over towards A is the name of the game. Wolfie taking point, has that Galil. Trucklover, a very audacious angle. Should be good for 1. Question is, would he be allowed to get away? He thinks better of it. Back to where he was before. He'll fall back at the first sight of utility. It's going to be a full retake. I say that, Trucklover at long range actually takes down Wolfie. It's one of the rifles dropped, and now the rotations can come through. A very similar spot to where they found themselves in the round prior. Up a man in a retake situation.
Yeah, double players and donut. There it is. That's where the Galeos can do some big damage being up close like that. Both players isolating each other. Now Freak able to get this trade back, making it to a 3-3. But again, these CTs got to get moving if that's what they want to do. Double player from the T side and donut. This might not be it. Mythic might actually just try to keep these guns. Now they're just looking for exits possibly. Freak's going to pull on back on this. Still kind of recontesting this. Freak, he's still going to go for it. And actually, Chop takes the TK, so that's going to make it a little bit worse for Ware. Oh my goodness, Cooper, please. And there we go. But okay, second round is going to go through, and then the bomb takes him out. Oh, even worse.
Unfortunate for Cooper. Did at least do some damage, though. But their force buy in this round at number 15 is going to be severely hampered by the fact that they went from 3 rifles to 1. Still going to hazard it, though. Still going to try their darndest. 5.7s. 3 of them. Flom, a P250 instead. Party Astronauts going and knowing it's going to be a force buy, going for a full fleet of Galils. So it will be more than enough to get the job done in a pinch. Should be more than serviceable against the helmetless opponents as well.
Yeah, and this is a 4-1 split too from Mythic, so they've actually just put Trucklover to be the one in donut. Spots the shoulder. I think that was Cxzi actually. And they left the 4 of the players stack into this B site. I like it. It's a good mix-up. Put the pistols up close and personal on this. And Party Astronauts, this is dangerous territory. This flash can make things bad for Cooper. Yeah, that timing couldn't have been worse. Party Astronauts, they can pull back on this. They don't have to commit to this plan.
Well, they don't. Awkward block of the nade by Wolfie. Now very, very susceptible to the 5-7. He falls. Walco, good trade. Chop needs to be careful in Jaguar. There's two players here. Flama up close, Hate at far, swinging off contact. Two T's here, though. Very difficult. Comes in Chop with the first spot, the second, pressuring forward. Hate dancing, though. It's a very tricky man to find. 2 versus 2. Mythic's Force Buy has made this expensive.
Yeah, this is not an easy round, convincing round at all here from Party Astronauts. Bomb should be picked up now for the B ramp, but Hate, again, he's able to go for the quick pick now, leaving it to Ben by himself. Somebody needs to put up some big kills, and he's going to get it done. It's a big spray. Remaining bullets in the chamber gets upgraded to an M4, and they will keep a 9-6 and survive the pistol disaster.
Could have been a fiasco. Could have been a massive loss. It would have given Mythic some extra capital to come back into this one. Now, Party Astronauts have some breathing room. They invest into some SMGs, Cxzi going for one, Wolfie another. Harvest a bit of cash, keep things clean, build up this T-side economy, and also more than likely secure a 10th, barring some massive shenanigans from the P250s.
Another 4-1 stack coming in from Mythic. Did pretty well before, why not again? And Party Astronauts taking it very slow. They actually already have, I believe that's Cxzi. He's already pushed himself all the way to mid-house. Just waiting things out. And with him getting this much control, he can either come for the backstab, or he can use this to go towards CT spawn to go to A. But now it's just going to be these MAC 10s and the M4. Oh man, it's an absolute slaughter here in Cheetah. And this round is potentially done and dusted unless we see one of these highlight truck lover pistol rounds. We got a double digit going in favor for Party Astronauts.
Should do some damage. Love taps from truck lover on the way out, though. The MAC 10 felled, though. Very acceptable losses for Party Astronauts as they look to stabilize and put this across the line.
Man, big round though. Even Cooper has to force up with a FAMAS. Freak with an MP9. That's what we were talking about, the CT economy. It's so brutal. It's unforgiving. Well, mid control coming in right now for Mythic. Going to push forward a little bit more pressure onto this one. Now some nades going in effect inside of Cheetah. Walco taking some big damage, already down to 38. So some good utility coming in from Mythic, trying to just put more of a pressure point on this. Smoke's coming into B door. That's where the bomb is just on the other side of this. Double player in Cheetah, though. Do they expect to flaw him? He's not even looking. He's not even scoping things out. He just gives himself away with the M4. And now the FAMASes, the Abadier brothers coming in, but they don't expect another one. Oh my goodness, Walco comes in huge.
A massive heads-up play from Walco to stay tucked, knowing he can get 2 more on the hook, line, and sinker. Very well done. Hate and Truck Lover, final pair. Truck in middle's doing his darndest to keep the team dreams alive. Chop has his timing on the Hate. Ooh, it almost went the other way. Truck the last now. He's had an okay go at it, but the bomb has been recovered. It's going down. Yes, they would all keep the aspirations alive at this point. One rifle saved isn't going to do too much in the grand scheme of things. It'll be 11-6. His team won't really be able to buy from there. 12-6, all the more likely. Walco beginning to hunt. Truck just going to save this weapon towards T-spawn.
Yeah, should be fine.
Should be. Actually coming in this direction. If he talks like he is, then he'll be fine.
Okay. Well, now, I mean, this is a bit of an awkward situation again because the money, I mean, Mythic have just kind of felt like, it feels like they're just forcing up every round. Spending all the dollars. Freak's going to blow about, $2,200 with the MP9, get some armor, utility. And then even the M4 going to be purchased with Flom, but no utility. Look at the lackluster utility. We're talking, what? a double HE with one flash and one smoke. This is nothing going to be about slowing Party Astronauts down. They want to win duels.
You're going to try to win duels. Yeah, but caught looking. Doesn't connect that off angle. Chop gets a trade, but Truck Lover's there to fill his team's ranks. That's a good response. Maintains the advantage. Truck Lover tagged. Definitely not down, though. And Freakazoid on this flank comes in big with one. Cxzi has to do it all. The nade finishes Truck. He finds Freak. Still only even footing. Walco, a difference maker, a massive player in this deciding map. 20 kills to his name. He opens up B with a kill onto Hate. Just Cooper alone in the clutch. He has an op. Jumping up towards Snake. Cxzi needs to be careful here. Walco knows, reads this right, rotates up and around. Good flash, and Cxzi has him dead to rights. 3 for Cxzi, and an impactful 1 for Walco. Party Astronauts have done it. They've gotten to map. They've gotten to series point. Took them a long time, far longer than I would have expected after that first map victory. But it's better late than never.
Yeah, and again, I feel like this is kind of the situation where we're sitting at, map and series point right now for Party Astronauts, but Mythic, a lot of these rounds have been really close. This definitely isn't painting a full picture, but Mythic now needing 6 rounds to push this thing to overtime. So there's 6 opportunities right now for Party Astronauts to get themselves across this finish line. Winner does move on into the grand final against NRG. Still plenty of time to see what can happen, though. Op going to be back in the hands of Cooper and Wolfie, so that Op and Op duel is definitely in the deck of cards here. And there is someone just on the other side of the smoke, right in mid-house. I'm not sure who it is, but Cxzi, it is Flom, actually, so he gets removed already. And Mythic already down the man this early. Nate, this is not good.
It's not. Their buy's already beleaguered. This is a power position now for Cxzi as well. Walking in. Missed shot for Cooper. Walco finds Hate as well, trading out Chop. 4 versus 2 for Freak and Truck Lover to try and stay alive. Good swing from Walco. Cxzi caps it off with a hat trick. And it took a long time, like I said, but Party Astronauts do get across the line. It was 3 relatively one-sided maps to conclude this series. 13-4 on Overpass for Party Astronauts. 13-3 on Anubis for Mythic. And a 13-6 for Party Astronauts to close things out and send